This week's Love Nation is brought to you by thedatingrevolution.com.
Hello and welcome to Love Nation. I'm Thomas Edwards.
And I'm Laurie Davis.
Love Nation covers some of the emerging trends in the dating world. And so today we're talking about
Commuter Couples.
So let's talk about who they are, what are they doing, and where they come from.
Alright, so commuter couples are people that live in one place. You might even have a family there, some kids, but you work in another state. So maybe you live in Boston and you work in New York during the week.
Okay. Or it could also be another situation where you're currently in a relationship where you just actually reside in the same place and one gets a new opportunity to go to another place.
Right.
And so it creates this commuter relationship where, you share the responsibility of traveling from one place to another.
Definitely.
All right, so this actually isn't new. I mean, this has been around for quite some time.
So if you think about like soldiers, those are commuter couples.
Yeah, traveling. Yep. Presidents, people, politicians.
Or TV personalities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty of people. So, I mean, this actually isn't old news. The reason why it's an emerging trend is because 20 years ago, there was about maybe 1.7 million people who were involved in commuter couples. Now, it's actually doubled.
Yeah, 3.5. It's more than doubled.
Yeah, definitely. And usually you see it as probably younger people because we're more career-oriented, we're looking for more opportunities, we're more selfish, so to speak.
We're more selfish.
Definitely.
I mean, well, if you think about it, you might have talked to your boss about telecommuting, you decided to get married and you wanted to, make a life in a different place than you worked, but you still wanted to stay in the same job.
Yeah.
But then you said, no.
No, you can't.
So
Denied.
What do? You commute. Because, you might not, it might be better schools, it might be more family, whatever.
Yeah, if you're building a family, I mean, you have a variety of different reasons why you want to stay there and rather commute. Could be the money as well, I mean.
Yeah. Or your spouse's job, or your, not necessarily don't need to be married either, your significant other's job. And it's on the rise with the over 50 crowd also.
Really?
Yeah, AARP reported that they saw an increase from 2001 to 2005, very similar, almost doubled.
Interesting. So what are going to be some tips that commuter couples can use to kind of keep things spicy, keep the relationship burning?
So one thing that I like, if I were to think about if I were in a commuter couple relationship, one thing that I would like would be little handwritten notes or little gifts to be sent in the mail.
Okay, like snail mail.
Yeah, snail mail.
Okay.
Like old school, because you're probably texting a lot and emailing, but like, how often do you get a love letter or
A handwritten love letter.
Right, or some little like.
I've sent plenty of love letter emails.
Yeah, but it's not the same,
Well, definitely.
Or a card that's picked out just for you, or like some little joke gift about something you talked about the weekend before.
Yeah, elements of old school romance will play a key role in making a relationship like that last.
Yeah, definitely.
And, on the topic, the reason why we're stressing snail mail is because you guys are probably constantly emailing and calling and texting, and communication is very important. I mean, if you're doing that, you're still on the right path. Continue to call, text, let each other know what's going on, if something big happened, today, text them.
And talk often, too, like daily.
Yeah, definitely. Video chat as well. I mean, that's also going to be very important, too. So at least you can see each other.
Yeah. Skype.
Yeah, Skype, for sure. And so also, I think something that's going to be really important, in terms of keeping the physical spice going, would be through phone sex. Sexting, maybe?
Sexting, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not together. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to find some digital ways to take care of yourselves.
Besides, the normal routine that I'm sure you guys are already aware of. All right, cool.
Packing appropriately.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And also, when you guys are actually getting together, it's important to actually have dates.
Yeah.
Actually schedule dates where you can set aside time where you're shutting off the world and it's just you two spending the time, because it's rare.
No phones.
No phones, no email, no Blackberries, no iPhones.
And catch up on the week and the little things that you missed. And
just enjoy each other's time together, especially since it's a rare thing.
Yeah, and take each other home.
Definitely. All right, so before we get into the email of the day, we just want to acknowledge our first sponsor.
Very exciting.
The Dating Revolution.
Yeah, so thedatingrevolution.com was created to democratize online dating. Their proactive filters and color-coded search results ensure that you contact and are only contacted by the best quality matches. From reporting members for dishonesty to community-based structure, which is coming soon, their site is uniquely designed to return power to the daters.
So that's pretty cool. So you're telling me if I said, I was 6'5",
Yeah.
and you met me and I was clearly 5'7",
Yeah.
you could actually report me.
Yeah, I can report you, and I think it takes a couple of times, but eventually you get banned if you get 3 strikes or whatever it is. I don't know.
Kind of sucks.
But it's a really cool site, thedatingrevolution.com.
I'm actually 6'5", but I was just using that as an example.
Maybe with the hair, you're 6'5".
Yeah, with the hair. Probably taller with the hair. All right, so thank you, Dating Revolution, for sponsoring the show. So let's get into the email, actually, of the day. And it's a pretty interesting question.
Wait, but first, we should let you know that you can write in emails. They'll click on the button, email us.
Yeah, there's a button probably to the left. If you go to the left, there's a blue button. It says ask a question. You fill out the form, you send it to us, and hopefully one of your questions will be answered on the show.
Yeah.
So,
The
first question actually asks, when is it appropriate to say the L word? Interesting question.
What do you think?
Me? I'm seriously a hopeless romantic, and so it's pretty much however I feel. I'm not afraid to acknowledge the way I feel, and I feel like it's perfectly natural. I would personally wait a couple of days just to make sure that the feelings are legit. But once I feel pretty comfortable and very confident, I will just let it fly.
Well, I don't think that anyone goes into saying the L word too quickly.
Some do.
No, I mean...
It's a little scary.
Days. You're going to think about it before you say it.
Yeah,
you're going to make it's legit. And you don't want to say it on the 3rd date or anything.
No.
But I think that you should be honest. If you really love someone, then you should tell them.
Definitely. And on the flip side, you don't want to wait too long. Don't wait 6, 7, 8 months into a relationship without saying anything or even acknowledging the fact of where you stand with them.
Right, because then what happens is there's no turning back, and it becomes this elephant in the room of who's going to say it? Is it going to be said? And you can't move forward.
And I think it doesn't even matter who says it first as long as it's being acknowledged. I don't think the person, when they tell them that they love them, expects it to be the same, or sometimes they hope, but it's not necessarily expected. So don't be afraid if someone says it and you don't really expect it.
And I think sometimes Yeah. if it's reciprocated.
Definitely. You can kind of just tell.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helped. Alright, so that ends today's show. If you want to follow us on Twitter. I'm your wingman.
I'm eFlirt expert.
Until next time, see you next week.
Next week.